Our officers responded to a call for service yesterday afternoon at 3:45 p.m. in one of the parkades near the Cornwall Centre. It was in relation to a stolen vehicle. When they got there, they were able to identify the vehicle. They were able to confirm that it was stolen. And as they approached the vehicle, it was at that point that two individuals were also approaching the vehicle, later learned to be perhaps the suspects that had dropped the vehicle off. That will come out through investigation. One of them, upon seeing police, fled the scene. The other one was attempting to get into the vehicle, and at that time there was an interaction between one of our officers and this person to attempt to effect an arrest. And it was during that arrest that a short struggle ensued, and during that struggle our officer was stabbed multiple times. The officer retreated. The suspect attempted to flee the scene. We had other officers on scene, and those officers then really kicked into gear and did a couple of things. They were able to, what I would consider in a very swift and efficient manner, arrest the suspect. They did deploy a CEW in order to do that effectively and safely for the suspect and for themselves. And officers on scene also rendered medical first aid to the officer. It was determined fairly quickly that the injuries to the officer were significant and deemed to be serious. There was a fair bit of blood loss at the scene, and of course the officers were very worried for his safety. So our officers train in emergency first aid, field first aid, so that they're able to not only deal and help a member of the public, but one of their co-workers should they find themselves in trouble, and that was the case yesterday. This officer was transported to the hospital where it was determined that they were able to stabilize his injury. They treated him for what was a serious injury but not life-threatening. It was a lower body injury. He did sustain multiple injuries, lacerations and stab wounds, but one on his lower body that came very close to an artery, and that was very concerning, of course, for our members and ultimately for the medical staff that were treating him at the hospital. He was treated last night, kept in overnight for observation, and has since been released from hospital, which is very good news. The suspect will be attending court at 2 o'clock this afternoon. He's been charged with multiple different offenses, including attempted murder on our officer. That officer is Corporal Justin Duck. He's a 17-year member of our police service and is currently assigned to patrol, so working as a uniformed patrol officer at the time of this call for service.